What's poppin'? It's your boy from the sea, the ATL Don, checking in. This week we got another sneaker custom video. This is going to be the most in-depth one, I guess you can say, I've done. We're going to take the Jordan 1 Reimagined, aka Lost and Found. We're going to customize it and age it to perfection, the way that I think they should have done it. I do like some of the stuff that they did do with some of the aging process, but I want to take it to the next level. So with no further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so we got the Jordan 1 Reimagined, aka Lost and Found. You may have seen my other video for it. So we got that. We're going to be, this is probably going to be a 4 or 5 part video because there's multiple steps to get this to where we want it to be. So we're going to release it as individual videos until we get all the steps done. Then I'll release it as one compilation I'll put together. We're going to be doing the coffee method and use this to help artificially age the white a little bit more than it already is, to give it a more closer to like how the tongue looks type feel. So we got the coffee. We're going to be using Unltd leather preparer and deglazer to prepare the areas that we want to have the coffee stain. We're not going to deglaze the entire shoe. I'm focusing just on the white parts for this step of the video. Then we have the cotton rounds that we're going to use to help prep the leather. We'll have Q-tips to get in the tight areas around the swoosh and everything to make sure it does nicely. We got the stir to stir up the coffee, and I forget how many quart this is, but we got this container that's big enough to put both of the shoes in. Normally we only would do one shoe when I do custom videos for before and after, but due to us dipping these in coffee, I need them both in the same time so it can be done evenly, because if I do one today, do one on another day, they may not turn out the same. So this particular one we're going to be doing both at the same time. And we're also going to be using 5-pound weights to put inside the shoe to help hold it down. May leave it for a few hours and see how it looks, or may leave it overnight. So this video will be filmed at least over a 2-day time period. Then once again, there's other stuff we're going to do besides the coffee method, but today's video is going to be focusing on the coffee method. So with no further ado, let's get into this. Alright, first off, let's take out the cardboard shoe tree. Take out the laces. Go ahead and remove the insole. Alright, we got that. Alright, so the first step we're going to use is the deglazing from Unltd. Once again, this video is not sponsored by any of the products you've seen in this video. They've all been purchased by me. First, I'm going to do the tight areas, like around the swoosh and around the sole and everything, with a Q-tip. Then I'll do the wide areas with the cotton rounds. Alright, so once again, we'll wipe the Q-tip around all the tight corners. Then once we get that done, then we'll use the cotton rounds for the big areas. So we're going to fast forward this footage. Alright, we got all the white areas that we want the coffee to stain prepped. So now we gotta go get our container, get it filled up. Alright, we'll be right back. Have to go get the water. We gotta boil it. If the water's hot, it'll help it adhere to the leather better than if we use cold water mixed with the coffee. So we'll be back. Alright, we're back. Not sure exactly how many quarts of water I had to put in here. I had a 16-quart pot. I didn't fill it up all the way, but I did do it a little more than halfway and took 4 pots of that to fill this up. So I can't remember what how many quart container this was. I got this container for like $7 something at Walmart, then bought the 16-quart pot for like $20 at Walmart. So alright, so we got enough water in there to submerge the shoe. There's no wrong or right amount of coffee to put in here. We may just put the entire thing. Alright. Alright, put the entire can of coffee in there. It's the first time I've ever done this, so hopefully it's not an epic fail. Stir all this up. I did boil the water. I don't know the exact temperature or anything. I first put it on the stove at the number 5 setting, then bumped it up to the number 9 because it was taking too long. Don't want it to be so hot to the point that the soles loosen from the uppers by making the glue come loose. Alright. Alright, so we're going to dip the first shoe. We're going to put the 5-pound weight inside the shoe. It fits just perfect in the size 12. Alright. Sorry, the camera cut off for some reason. So both shoes are submerged. Let me grab one back out so you can see. So we got both shoes in there with the 5-pound weights to help hold them down. That's doing perfect for holding them down. We're going to let them sit for a couple hours. Then we'll take them out, drain this, then let them air dry. Then our next step will be to wash them to get the coffee smell out of them. Then we'll see what the overall results are. So we'll be back in a couple hours. Alright? Alright, we're back. It's been sitting for 2 hours. Let's pull them out and see what they're looking like. Alright, definitely aged the white better than it was. Unfortunately, we can't do a before and after side-by-side comparison. Plus, the studio lighting probably is not doing it justice because it seems to make whites look whiter than what they are. So we're going to let these air dry. Then once we get them air dried, we will have to wash them to get the coffee smell out, then we'll wrap up this part 1 of this video. So we'll have to pick this up in a day or so to give them time to dry and everything. So stay tuned. All right, we're back. We'll let them sit in the coffee for 2 hours and let them air dry for a couple days, because after a day they were still a little bit wet. So overall, I'm pleased how it changed the color up some to make it look older. This is my 2015. As you can tell, the red, looks more dingy, I guess, on the one on my left hand, the one that's soaked in the coffee. It's not as bright anymore. The main goal was to get the white to have that a more aged look, was my main focus. So you got some coffee stains where the laces go through the tongue, but that may come out because we're going to put these in the wash to get the coffee smell out of them before we wrap up this part 1 of the coffee dipping of the Jordan 1 Chicago Reimagined, or Lost and Found, whichever version you like to call it. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. I did not prep the midsole to take the staining of the coffee, because I wanted to use a different method for that, but it still stained it. But one of these, you can tell, actually maybe 2 of these, yeah, on both of these, there's areas, for those that don't know, in the factories, they will use touch-up paint on flaws, even on the midsoles. So you can see areas where, I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, where the coffee didn't stain the areas where the touch-up paint was on the midsole. It's like one spot there. Then these 2 areas that my fingers are touching, the coffee didn't really adhere to that well. But once again, I didn't prep that because that wasn't my goal, to use the coffee to age that. But it did age it, though, even without being prepped. And I didn't know what to expect on the red because I did not prep the red. I only prepped the white areas because that's my main focus for this coffee experiment on these. So we're going to throw these in the wash to get the coffee smell out. So we're going to use our Reimagined shoe trees to help it hold its form. Alright, that one in. And we also dipped the white laces, so they definitely darkened up. So we're going to throw those in to wash the coffee smell out of those as well. Once again, this video is going to be at least 4, maybe 5 parts because of all the different things we're going to do to artificially age these even more than what they came from the factory. Alright, this one wasn't really sliding in there that good. You can definitely smell the coffee smell. These is pretty heavy. Alright, so got those in there. We're going to use the Reimagined cleaning pods for the first time using that. Was using their liquid sneaker detergent, but I guess due to the age of how long I've had the stuff, it started turning into like a gel, so it's hard to get any to squeeze out of it. So I upgraded to their new little laundry pods. Just going to throw one of those in there. Alright, got them ready to go. We're going to throw them in the wash. Have to let them dry a day or 2. Then we'll wrap up this part 1 of artificially aging the Jordan 1 Chicago Reimagined, aka Lost and Found. We'll be back, alright? Alright, we're back. Let the shoes air dry after we put them in the washing machine to get the coffee smell and the rest of the coffee grains out. I am happy with the overall result. The color that it was before putting it into the wash was a little bit darker, so it did lighten it up a little bit. But overall, the colors are darker than what they were prior to going in the coffee. So all the white areas have like that slight like cream look to it now versus how it was before. Let me show you some close-ups. So the toe box is kind of wavy from the washing them. And in the crackle areas, there's some more like, it looks more worn now, kind of has some black kind of coming through. Same thing with this one. Let's show you the close-ups. Once again, we're focusing on getting the white areas to look more aged. I wasn't as concerned about the red areas, but it did, I guess, kind of like dull the red, kind of sort of, even though I did not prep the leather on the red. I did not prep the midsole because I wanted to use a different method to artificially age the midsole, but it still stained it even though I didn't prep it. There are a couple areas where you can tell they use touch-up paint from the factory, which all shoes, it's not uncommon for you to have some touch-up on the midsoles. You just can't see it normally, but because of the coffee, it brought them out. So like on this one, for example, you can see this area where the coffee didn't take. But once again, I was not wanting it to, because I wanted to do this a different way. And you see in this area where it didn't take on the shoe. So compared to my 2015 pair, I don't know how well the camera will do it justice because of the studio lighting. You can tell the midsole definitely looks darker from what I can see in the camera screen. I don't think it's doing much justice showing you the differences in the white. Maybe on this angle it does, yeah. On the close-up you can tell this one looks not as bright white, and that's what I was looking for. And this, once again, is the 2015 version. This is the Reimagined Lost and Found Custom that I'm working on. So you definitely can tell the difference side by side. You can tell the midsoles as well, but this particular video was to age the white part. So we're going to end this and consider this part one of our Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Found / Reimagined Custom. Stay tuned for part two as I show you how to artificially age the midsole. Comment down below, let me know what you think of the coffee project. Once again, we used the whole can of this in the container mixed with hot water that we boiled. And before we dipped it, we prepped the leather with Unltd leather prepare and deglazer, only on the white areas. So happy how it turned out. Please give a big thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Trenz Unltd merch in the description. Until next time, it's your boy from the C, the ATL Don, signing out. Peace.
I'm in the trap on the block with my vest and my clock. I'm that thug for my land, still ballin' like Bach. If my seed be my name, they just trade my claim to fame. Mafioso be the clique that's gonna bring the pain.